In the past few years, journaling has surged in popularity. This is especially true for journaling with pen and paper. The question is why? In a time where we have access to incredibly powerful apps that do most of our organizing, writing, and thinking for us, why are people turning back to some of the oldest writing technology that we have? Hi, I'm Ryder, creator of the bullet journal method, and today I want to talk about 3 reasons why I think this ancient practice is more relevant than ever today, and how it can profoundly improve the quality of both your work and your life. Let's dive in. We live in the age of the attention economy. In this economy, attention is seen as a commodity, like gold, that can be bought and sold. And businesses are competing to capture every ounce of our attention through advertising, marketing, and content creation. The more attention a business can capture, the more successful it's likely to be. They've gotten really good at doing this by exploiting vulnerabilities in our mind. They intentionally design software that is addictive and generate content that's triggering. In short, we're being fed way more information than we can possibly process about news that is upsetting, destabilizing, destructive, divisive, and often simply incorrect. In a world where the average person spends hours online every day, it's no wonder that so many of us are left feeling confused and anxious, depressed, angry, and scared. We're so distracted reacting to the world around us that we pay less and less attention to the world inside of us. And this is where journaling comes into play. Studies have shown countless benefits of journaling, from improving our memory to decreasing our blood pressure. But in today's video, I want to talk about my top 3 ways journaling has impacted my life. When you open the pages of your notebook, it forces you to go offline. You immediately create the conditions to process your thoughts and feelings without so many of the distractions we've become used to. Here you can finally stop your racing thoughts by taking them out of your head and putting them on the page. This can be a really powerful experience because when your thoughts are organized and frozen in time, you can start to become aware of patterns in your thinking, feeling, and your behavior that you never had access to before. The daily ritual of writing down our thoughts and feelings keeps us aware of our mental and emotional state. We can quickly see patterns and trends emerging before they spin out of control or turn into bad habits. As we continue recording our life, it becomes clear how unreliable our memories are. What you think you felt, what you think you did, even what you think you thought, is often very different from what you actually felt, did, and thought. This is a problem because we often make choices based on our memories of past experiences. This is one reason why we often keep making the same mistakes or remain stuck in unpleasant situations, because our memories are often incorrect. Having a written record allows us to make much more informed and accurate decisions. In the process of capturing your lived experience, you automatically begin to study it. By studying your journal, you become aware of where you spend your time, with whom, doing what, and how it made you feel. This allows you to start cultivating a better understanding of what you want more of and what you want less of. And that's where things start to become very interesting. One of my favorite quotes is that writing teaches you how to think. Journaling gets you in the habit of writing. Writing not only helps us become aware of our thoughts, but it can help us change how we relate to our thoughts and improve the quality of our thinking. When we don't examine our thoughts, we tend to automatically believe them. I'm a loser. I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm lost. They're bad. They hate me. Everything's getting worse, and so on. The problem is that there's a big difference between what we feel and what is true. Our thoughts create emotions. Anger, sadness, frustration. These emotions are very real. That does not mean that whatever thought triggered that emotion is true. Every thought is an interpretation of things that did or didn't happen. It's that interpretation, that story, that triggers our feelings. The problem is that many of our stories have little to do with the truth. They don't hate us, they just forgot to reply. They're not abducted, they just came home later. As author Michel de Montaigne once said, "My life has been full of terrible misfortunes, most of which never happened." One of the most common yet resourceless stories that we believe is that we are our thoughts. Notice how we say, I am angry, I am sad, I am a loser. The more we think that, the more these thoughts become our identity. But we are not our thoughts. We have thoughts. We have all sorts of thoughts. Crazy, violent, sad, scary, sexy, happy thoughts. But that's all they are. Thoughts. Objects in consciousness. You're not a loser. You worked on something that didn't work. You're not angry. You're experiencing anger. You're not a bad person. You had an upsetting thought. Journaling can provide the distance we need from our thoughts to no longer be controlled by them. It helps us do something that's very hard to do in our head. Simply observe our thoughts. Observing our thoughts, especially in written form, not only helps us become aware of what we're thinking, but how we're thinking about those things. Journaling can help us become aware of our negative thought patterns and triggers. By identifying these patterns, we can start to challenge them and to develop more workable ways of thinking. This is why journaling has proven over and over again in countless studies to be an incredibly effective tool for improving our mental health, especially for people struggling with stress, depression, and anxiety. With a little bit of time and effort, journaling can help us transition from reacting to our thoughts with judgment to responding to them with patience and curiosity. And that's where everything can begin to change. So far, we've explored how journaling can help us become more aware of what we think, improve how we think, which leaves us with how we turn those thoughts into actions. Many see journaling as a way to simply deposit their thoughts, to get them off their chest, to vent, and it can be that. That alone can be a game changer. For me, though, journaling took on a very different context when I viewed my journal as a project management tool, the project being the story of my life. Productivity is often judged by how much work we do. I've fallen into this trap, working countless hours on projects that left me feeling totally empty, over and over again. This is because most of that work was based on what other people thought was important. It was about their story. It wasn't until I started journaling that I started to understand what was important to me, what story I wanted to tell. As we've explored, journaling can help us identify patterns based on our lived experience. What is working? What is not working? Who lifts us up? Who brings us down? What thoughts serve us and which do not? What work motivates us and what work doesn't? This is how we begin to understand what is meaningful to us. We can use this understanding to make plans, to set goals, to take action, to work on things that feel right based on our lived experience. Through journaling, we can cultivate the self-awareness we need to power our productivity with purpose. In other words, to write a story that we believe in. This is what bullet journaling specifically is optimized for, to align our actions with our values. Let's summarize this. A journaling practice can help us take the time we need to become aware of and process our thoughts and feelings. In that process, we become aware of what is meaningful to us and what is not. By putting pen to paper and reading what we wrote, we can reveal and let go of stories that don't serve us and write new ones that will, based on the things that we've learned are valuable to us. It's an incredibly powerful way in which we can take responsibility for our life and our well-being. To be clear, there are many more powerful benefits to journaling, but those are my top 3. To help me figure out what's going on inside my mind and in my heart, to understand if there's something I can do about it, and then to take action. I'm curious, what are your favorite things about journaling? I'd like to know. Please put them in the comments down below. The next video I'll be shooting is actually about starting a super simple journaling practice. So if that's interesting to you, please be sure to subscribe. If you want to learn more about journaling or bullet journaling, I invite you to check out our newsletter or our Basics and Beyond course, where I break down all sorts of ways that we can use our journal to think more clearly and to organize our lives. Links to all of that below. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. It's super helpful. Thank you for taking the time, and happy bullet journaling.